Hi everyone, it's Kathleen at Crafts by Kathleen, and I'm here to do our Cards and Coffee wrap-up. So in the month of November, we've been making some gift card holders. So last week we made the Santa Claus gift card holder, and I don't think I did a wrap-up last week. I was kind of in the hospital, sorry. So I will do another one of that Santa Claus gift card holder. Hold on one quick second, I've got one right here. So this is what we did last week. We were using the Gina Santa and the snowflake embossing folder. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, there you go. You can see the snowflakes. And then when you open it up, a gift card goes right in here. So let me see, I can put a business card in there. So it slides right in there so that when people open up their card, there's their gift card, okay? So this week we're doing another Gina K. We're using their the Happy Holidays stamps from last year. This one's going to say Merry and Bright, and when we open it up, there's a place for a gift card, and then you can put your sentiment up here, okay? This is a super easy gift card holder. You can pump a bunch of these out in no time. So if you have a lot of gift card holders, like I do an elfing on my street, so all 11 houses on my street will get a bag, and in the bags have different like cookies and candies and stuff like that, and then I always put like a little gift card for coffee or something like that in something. So this is a great one if you're going to make a bunch of them for you to be able to use. So go ahead and get your pens and papers ready, and I'm going to give you all the measurements, and I'm moving the camera closer so that I can bring it down here on the desk so you can see what I'm doing. All right, I've got my trimmer here, and I've got my paper over here. We're going to be using a half a sheet of green, so this is already cut at 5.5 by 8.5 of green cardstock. And then we're going to need a full sheet of white cardstock and a full sheet of red cardstock. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is take our red cardstock and we're going to cut it in half. But instead of cutting on the long side like we usually do, we're going to cut it on the short side at 4 1/4. That way we're able to utilize both sides of the paper for both of the parts of the card. So if you've noticed, here's my card. There's this back base, but then this longer part. This here is the second part of the card. So cutting your paper smartly. Is that a word? Smartly? I don't know. Anyway, so we're going to cut our paper on the 4 1/4 on the short side. We're going to turn it now to the new long side, so it's 4 1/4 by 11. We're going to cut that at 5.5. All right, and that's going to be our base. So we're going to set that aside, and I'm going to put this aside because it's just scrap. Then we're going to use this piece here, and we're going to cut it down to 4 1/4 by 9 3/4. Well, it's already 4 1/4 because we cut it in half. I'm going to get my extension arm out here on my trimmer, and I'm going to cut it down on the long side to 9 3/4. So that's right there, and we're going to trim that, just that little piece of red off. All right, so we'll throw that in the trash. Now we're going to take this, and on the 9 3/4 side, we're going to score it at 3 1/4 and 6.5. That's going to give us 3 equal sections for this. So we're going to go 3 1/4 and score here. 3 1/4 scored, and then 6.5. And then we're going to mountain valley. This is kind of like a Z-fold. Now we're going to cut our bases for the red card, and for the red backing, and then for the top part here. So Paul's coming in, and just checking. Nope, it's just a marketing call, so we'll let that go. All right. So we're going to cut our white cardstock now. So the mat for the base is going to be 5 1/4 by 4. So back to normal. On the 11-inch side, we're going to cut it at 5 1/4. And then we're going to turn it and cut it at 4. Okay, Okay, so that one's going to go on the base, the back base there. Then we're going to take this piece and we're going to cut it down to 3 3/4 by 2 3/4. So I'm going to cut it 2 3/4 on the long side, 2 3/4, and then we're going to turn it to 3 3/4. All right, so it's just a little bit bigger than a business card. Now both of these white pieces are going to get embossed. So we're going to emboss these both with the snowflakes. So I'm going to set those aside. Now I'm going to do the mat. So we're going to use our green cardstock here, and we're going to cut that down to 4 by 3. So on the long side, I'm going to cut it at 3 inches, and then I'm going to turn that and cut it at 4. Okay, so that's what's going to go right behind this. So that's perfectly done. Now we're going to cut the pocket. So the pocket is 4 1/4 by 2. So we're going to cut 4 1/4, then turn it and trim it down to 2 inches. And then we're going to put a little notch in it so that when we put the gift card in there, there's a little finger section there. So what I like to do when I'm going to put a notch in there is I kind of bend it. I don't crease it. I just bend it, and then I pinch the top. So right here in the center, I've got a eye marking. Then I'm going to take my punch, and if you notice right in the center of my punch, there's a little extra circle there. So that's dead center of the circle that I'm going to punch out. Well, I don't want a full circle, so I just want to be able to bring it in about 1/2 inch so that I can take a little notch out. Okay, and there we go. So we've got my little notch there. All right, now we are finished with the trimmer. So let's get that put away. And I'm going to real quick get my Gina K Intercut and my Gina K Snowflake embossing folder. Okay. We're going to go ahead and emboss our white cardstock. So I'm going to take my embossing folder and I'm going to put my white cardstock in here. Now, if you notice, I'm going to do both pieces at the same time, but I'm taking the smaller piece and putting it in the center. The reason I'm doing that is so that it still has the nice deep edges around the outside, but inside, in the center, we're going to have that red piece glued on top of it. So what is underneath doesn't have to be quite as sharp. So I'm going to put the little piece in the center, put the big piece on the bottom. We're going to run that through the Intercut. We've got it on embossing. Our tension's on 0. Remember, when you're using the Intercut, you shouldn't have to really crank it. It should go nice and smooth, okay? So those people that are used to some of the older machines that you had to really have a good pressure on, the Intercut's not like that. All right, so we've got our embossing done beautifully. I'm going to set that aside. We're going to put the Intercut down here. And now we can assemble our card. So we've got our red base that's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and then I've got my embossed snowflakes that are 5 1/4 by 4, and we're going to go ahead and just glue them right on top of the red base. Goes right in the center. Then we're going to take our second part of the card that opens this way. So make sure when you're putting the card down that you've got it so that it's opening this way, okay? All right, so we're going to put this down, and on the top, we're going to put our snowflakes on the small white cardstock down on there. Oh, no, we're not putting the snowflakes right on the red. I forgot, and I did this in class too. I forgot to use my green piece. So we're putting the snowflakes on top of the green, okay? So we're going to put the snowflakes right here on top of the green, right in the center of the green. Then we're going to put it on top of the red, okay? See, even I make mistakes. All right. So now we're going to put this right here on top of the red. Now it's not quite as important that you know which direction it is right now, how it's oriented, because we don't have the sticker on. But when we put the Merry and Bright on there, if you do that before you put it on there, you're going to want to make sure that it goes on this way. But if not, it'll all go on together, and then when you put the Merry and Bright on, just make sure you're opening it correctly. So now we're going to adhere this top part to our base. So this is going to go right in the center, so we're just putting some glue, some adhesive, whether you use tape or glue, it's up to you. We're going to put some adhesive on the back, and then we're going to put this right here in the center. Perfect. All right. Then we're going to open it up so that we can put our pocket in here. So we've got our pocket all cut out. So when you're putting a pocket in, remember, you don't want to put it the adhesive all the way around it, or else it's not a pocket, then it's just an attachment. All right, so we're just going to put it on the 3 sides. We're not going to put any adhesive, any glue or tape or anything on the side that we notched. So the 2 short sides, the long side that does not have the notch, and then the other short side. Now you're going to put this down right here on your red cardstock. Now once I put it down, what I do is I give it a little press around the bottom, give it a little press on the bottom, but then I take the top and I don't squeeze it so much that it's popping off the paper, but I just give it a little bit of pressure. And if you see how it makes that little gap there? It makes it so much easier when you're sliding things in and out of there. So I just give it just a little tiny pressure inward. So when I'm pressing, I'm not just pressing down, I'm pressing kind of inward, but not enough to make it smush, okay? So now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to stamp out our Merry and Bright. So I've already got my Merry and Bright stamp here on my We Are Memory Keepers stamping platform, and okay, so we have, it's a kind of a challenge thing that we do every week, and we call it card bowling. So the ladies were in card bowling. It was, the theme this past week was birthdays, so some of them had their names or the glitter gutter balls, and they had these little glitters in their hair, so I keep finding that all over the place. So it was in my sticky mat here on my stamping platform. Those sticky mats, the ones that are from Waffle Flower, I use the 6x6 on my We Are Memory Keepers stamping platform, and it just keeps the paper right there in place so that you never have to use your magnets or anything like that. Once you put it down, it stays down. Okay, I love it. It's a silicone mat that just holds your paper in place. It doesn't leave any residue or anything like that, but it works wonderfully for stamping. All right, so we're going to ink up. I'm going to use my Gina K Black Onyx, and we're going to ink up our stamp. And the reason I'm using a stamping platform is because this is a very chunky, bold font for your stamp. So whenever you're using anything that's got a lot of coverage needed for it, I always use a stamping platform, because with the stamping platforms, it makes it easier for you to go over top of it. See how I'm missing a little bit there? So it makes it much easier to be able to go over top of it and get it to the depth that you want your ink, the darkness. All right, so, and it usually works better. I had a rub-a-dub around here somewhere, but I can't find it. Oh, I found it. Hold on one second. Well, that was attractive, right? Sorry. I need a better setup. I need a better setup to do all of this. I should be standing, not sitting, but my table's so low that if I stand, all you're going to see is my belly. And who wants to see my belly? So yeah, Bill and I have been talking about different things, different ways to set things up so that I have a more usable area to do my filming. So let's get my little rub-a-dub here and see what we got. That's still not there, so I'm going to stand, because just getting the pressure sometimes is a little bit better. There we go. All right. Let's remember that sometimes, ladies. So if we're stamping and it's not coming out exactly the way we want it, maybe us changing our position might help it a little. All right, so we got, oh, look how nice that came out. Look how nice. Just from standing up, what a difference. Let's get this up here. What a difference. See how nice and bold that is? All right, so let's get the stamping platform out of the way. Now, I don't recall whether or not there were dies. I'm pretty sure there were dies that went with this set, but I don't have them. And I want to make, so I'm going to fussy cut it out. I need to go over this a little bit. I want to make it a little bit sparkly. So I wish I had a black Winkostella. However, I do not have a black Winkostella, but I have somewhere, am I lying to myself, a silver Winkostella. And it went really nicely over top. Oh, I don't see it. Where's my silver Winkostella? Just when I want to use something is when it's not going to be right there. I've probably looked at it 100 times today, and now that I want to use it, it's not here. All right, so I'm just going to take the clear, and I'm going to go over it. But I'm going to take the clear. I'm just going to go over the thick parts because I just wanted to, you know, have a little bit of a shimmer to it. So the thick part of the lettering, I'm just going to go over that. And not a lot. You don't, when you're using the Winkostella, even though sometimes you don't see it, it's coming out. So, and then I've done the thing where I've like squished it, and then all of a sudden I get a big drip of it coming out. Well, you don't need to do all that. You don't need to do all that. And your Winkostella, I love it because the clear you can go over top of anything. But if you remember a couple of weeks ago when we did, well, when we did this Santa one here, I didn't color it with anything but Winkostella. So that's the red Winkostella on there. And I don't know if you can pick it up in the camera, but it shimmers. And it just made it so nice, you know, for a Christmas card. Because you always want Christmas cards to be a little special. You want a little bling going there. All right, so now we're going to do a quick little fussy cut here. And nothing dramatic, you know. And I like to cut the big piece off when I'm fussy cutting because then it gets in my way. I don't want it in my way. I like to relax when I fussy cut. I just find fussy cutting so relaxing. I think I do more of that than I do die cutting or anything else. And it is because I find it relaxing. Alright. So I'm just going to finish up this side here. Alright. And go around here. Alright. We got our Marion braid out. Now the reason I wasn't so focused on all of the little nooks and crannies on everything. I mean, if I was going to put this on something else, I would, you know, go over the E, make it a little rounder and all. But this is going right onto a white background. You're not going to notice all the nooks and crannies. So I'm going to use my pop dots. I've got some pop dots right here. I'm going to put on the back. And I'm a little heavy-handed when it comes to the pop dots. I don't know why. I like to make sure that it's going to, you know, stay and it's going to look nice. And you never know, especially going through the machines at the post office and all, how things are going to work. Well, I think if you're going to use an extra, you know, 4 cents for a pop dot or something to make it look nice, and it's 4 cents well spent. All right, so now we're just going to put this down right here in the center, our Marion braid. Okay, and we're finished. See how quick they are? You could throw together, I mean, you could probably do 10 of these in an hour if you did, you know, cut, glue, and you've got a beautiful little gift card holder here. So I hope that I've inspired you to break out some of your papers and some of your stamps from last year and make some gift card holders. All right, next week for Cards and Coffee, I'm going to be doing some tags. I'm going to have Yvonne filling in for us at the shop. She's going to be here with Vicky C. Bill has surgery on Monday, so everybody knows Bill's had some rotator cuff problems and he's finally getting it taken care of Monday. So I will not be here, but the shop will be open. Yvonne and Vicky will be here, and they'll be making sure that you're well taken care of and enjoying yourself. And Vicky L is doing her her pumpkin. Let me take you over here. There is this beautiful pumpkin that Vicky put together. It's a multimedia pumpkin. It's a wood background. I think she's only charging, let's see here. Fall Pumpkin Mixed Medium, Monday, November 11th at 1:30. It's only $20, but let me see. Can I turn the camera around? Here we go. Look at this. Look at this. Look how beautiful this is. So this is all paper, and then she's used different elements to make all of these little designs and stuff on it. So I highly encourage everybody to come up on Monday or call us and save a spot for you for Monday. So like I said, it's only $20 and it's at 1:30 on Monday. She would love to have some more people in her class, I'm sure. So if you're interested, give us a call and we'll save your spot. All right. And then Cards and Coffee. Yes. Cards and Coffee Yvonne will be doing in the morning. So hope to see everyone here at the shop soon. And don't forget, tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock, we're doing our Christmas card marathon. We're doing some cards that we're donating out to the community. We've got supplies over there that have been donated. I've got supplies and stamps and inks and stuff. So we just have a bunch of ladies coming together tomorrow at 2 o'clock, and we're going to be making some Christmas cards that we're going to be donating out to the community. So if you'd like to help us with that, stop by the shop tomorrow at 2 o'clock. All right, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.